Hi there. I'm so excited today to be... What is it? Oh, it's just a bee. Okay, I thought it was a spider. I think I'm gonna say this. I think I'd rather be stung by a bee than have a spider on me. Is that nuts? I feel like that's nuts, but that's how creeped out I am of spiders. Anyway, I'm excited today because I'm going to be planting some new heuchera that I don't have, some coral bells. It's, I can't remember the variety. I already have it placed up in the Lollipop lane where we're going to put it. But it's a new one and I got it. Oh! Oh my gosh. Bud. Spiky boy. You got me creeped out, bud. Okay, wowie. This is gonna be great. Hi, buddy. Hi, sweet boy. Yes, I know, buddy. So this is a new heuchera or coral bells that I haven't planted before, and I'm excited about this one because I got it on sale. So it's fun for me to try out new coral bells when I get it on sale because I'm not paying full price for it. As many of you are aware, coral bells is kind of just like a hit or miss. It either does good or it doesn't do good. And some of it just thrives, some of it disappears and gets smaller and smaller, and that's just how it goes for me, and I know for some of you out there too. So if I can get it at a clearance price and try it, then I don't feel as bad when I do in fact lose it. I have to say, I've probably lost more heuchera kinds than I've kept around, unfortunately. Spike, you want to go help us? Spike, buddy. Come on, buddy. Spike, I'm gonna get my shovel. You want to come? Come on. So, anyway, I'll show you what the kind is when we get up in the lane. I'm also going to be planting it. Boy, it's a beautiful, beautiful day out here. Are you coming, bud? Come on. Takes a minute. You can do it. Good boy, Spiky. It's a beautiful day out here. It's finally not humid anymore, which is crazy. It's been consistently hot and humid all summer long, and I don't remember, I'm pretty sure it's like a record-breaking year for humidity. And oh, he's gonna go visit Max at the front door maybe. It's been just a crazy year for humidity. I feel like the plants are loving it though. This is the best my impatiens have looked. My hosta are just looking really great this year. Everything, honestly, everything is looking great. I don't know, everything is huge. Everything has beautiful, colorful, vibrant blooms. So I'm not complaining about it, that's for sure. But today, boy, it's cooled right off. I have goosebumps right now. Can you see that? Yeah. All right, let's get my shovel. And, little update on these since we're down here. I pulled these out of the ground here. One is a strawberry sundae, or vanilla strawberry hydrangea. The other one's a butterfly bush. I ended up cutting them off just to help them put energy into the roots. They're still alive. You can see they have new growth on them. There's the hydrangea there. But we'll keep them in there until I find a spot for them. Alright, I think I was saying something, then my brain got sidetracked 19 times, but I'm going to be planting these coral bells in a spot that I have currently Georgia peach coral bells, and I actually have two Georgia peach coral bells planted in each spot. One just didn't do good this year. I don't know what happened. I think it was getting too much water on the leaves. The sun was browning up the leaves. I don't know that for sure. That's my my best guess. So I transplanted some coral bells that were right down here, the same kind, up to where those other ones were. And they are doing okay. I'm just kind of, I don't want to wait for them. I usually am pretty patient about things. Like, it doesn't bother me to wait on certain things, but that's like front and center. I stare at that all the time up there in Lollipop Lane. And I thought, you know what, if these ones I plant today do really good, great. And then if the other ones end up doing really good, great. We'll just have like a couple different kinds there and it might look really cool. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Butterfly. Buddy. Okay. So this is where I'm talking about here. I'll show you I guess what I was saying. Basically, I have like these Georgia peaches. They're alive, they're living. But this year they've just been through it. There's a plant there and a plant there. These ones look a little bit better. So there's a older plant there, one that was down in the gully right there. And so I thought, I want to plant these next to it. It's pretty much the same color. We'll see if they do any better. And that way, you know, we have a better chance of something surviving. So these are called Amber Lady. And I thought I would just put them like right next to them, basically like that. So this one, it's so windy out here, right there. One right there, and that way if that does great, all right, and this one maybe will do good too, and if they're both do good, I'm fine with that. Okay, like that. So let's get that planted. That's the only one that looks a little strange. No, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, let's get those planted in the ground. my stash. All these zinnia are so pretty. They're doing so good this year. I mean, I do need to come in here and probably cut some back, deadhead. But they have just gone nuts this year. Tons of butterflies, tons of bumblebees. I'm gonna pet him with my glove on. Oh shoot. Maybe it wasn't meant to happen. Next time. Anyway, tons of butterflies, tons of bees. These are the whirligig. I think next year I might try the Queenie mix. I really love the Queenie mix that I have up in Lollipop Lane where we just came from. They're more of like a tufted, fluffier bloom. But boy, these have done really well for me this is the 3rd year I've done them. Okay, so this is my little stash. I was thinking about, hi bud, little grasshopper. So I've got these Shasta Daisy, and then I also have 3 smaller, I think these are kind of like a smaller butterfly bush. I also got these for, they're originally $10.99, but then they're on clearance for $5.99, and then I got them 50% off that for $3. But this one's called Chrysalis Cranberry, and it only gets 20 to 28 inches high, 26 to 30 inches wide. So that's not super big. And this is the bloom on it. Then I got Chrysalis Purple, and that gets about the same height and width. And I don't see any bloom colors on there, but there's a new one. And then this is the Chrysalis Pink. And there's a bloom on that one. So I believe this gets about the same. Yeah, so they all get 26 to, or here, what is it? 20 to 28 inches tall, 26 to 30 inches wide. And then it says abundant season-long flowers highlight this compact variety. A tidy mounding habit, perfect for smaller spaces and containers, attractive, smooth, dark green leaves and lighter green on the underside. A great nectar plant with superior resistance to downy mildew. And I believe they all kind of say that. Yes, they all say the same thing. They're just different colors of this Chrysalis series. So anyway, I thought these might be really cool to pop in the Lollipop Lane. And then that Carex, I've never tried Carex in the full-on sun. I do have some on my hill that does really, really good. It prefers more sun in my yard than it does shade. So, I think I'm gonna try it. So let's bring these out here, and then I might plant the daisies. Those are Daisy Mays, but I think I'm gonna give them to my friend Tate and Hallie for their yard. So we'll get these planted. And then I picked up 2 of these Spagilla. I've never tried these before. This is Indian Pink Little Redhead. Again, these are on sale, so they were 50% off that price, $2.50 a piece. And I thought, well, I might as well try them. The tag says, let's see, Little Redhead Indian Pink Spagilla. This North American native produces arching stems that bear trumpet-shaped flowers, an unusual compact plant best appreciated at the front of a perennial garden, may be grown in full sun where summers are cool and moist. Oh, soil is moist. Okay, great. That's perfect spot for them up there. Great for border fronts, shade gardens, woodland gardens. Yes, or native. Yes, okay. So we'll take these up there as well. All right? And get those in there. I only have 2 of them. Okay, here we go. Well, I thought before I started planting things, I would come in here and cut back the blooms on this Stokesia or Stokes Aster. This variety is called Peachy's Pick. It's so pretty. I love it. This plant, actually, the foliage down at the bottom, not the stuff I'm cutting off, but that foliage down there is an evergreen, not a semi-evergreen. It's evergreen in my yard. It stays green even after it has like a couple of, feet of snow on it. It's pretty crazy. So I love this plant. And even the bloom stalks are pretty cool. I would otherwise leave the bloom stalks on because I think they're neat looking. But I'm cutting these ones off because I want to plant that carex right behind them. And so I thought after these are done blooming, I can cut them back, and then that carex can kind of take the front and center. This one right here on the end actually had some leftover purple blooms on it, so I was trying to pick around it as much as I can and just savor every bloom that it was giving me. It was kind of cool too. Once I cut it back, I noticed on all three of the plants there were new buds popping up and forming, so I'll be excited to have more of that purple bloom through the end of this summer. We're not going to say the F word yet. It was actually, like I said, pretty cool out here, and so I was taking my hair down because a lot of times one of the reasons I use those big, huge scrunchies is because I get a headache if my hair is up too high or too tight. So I like to put it in the big scrunchies because that helps. And then I also just like to pull it through that loop in my hat, or just pull it half up, and that helps with not getting a headache, I guess. I've always kind of been that way since I was a little girl. I've never been able to put my hair up really tight or have like tight braids or anything like that. But anyway, so I was taking my hair down because it was kind of cool and I didn't want to get a headache if I didn't have to. And then now I'm just planting the carex. So I really love it in this spot. I think it just stands out, that texture and the pattern underneath the glow blue spruce. I think it's going to look really pretty. When I'm planting new plants like this, I like to tag them so I remember what varieties they are. And this one didn't have like a stick tag, it just had a sticker tag on the side of the pot. So this is what I like to do. I just kind of make my own stick tag and I cut it out of the plastic and then I plop it in with the plant. That way, if I'm trying to remember what it is, I can pull it out. Next, I'm going to plant the Chrysalis Pink Buddleia butterfly bush. And I'm going to plant it right here. I do have 4, I think, lupin in here. One of them I planted a couple years ago. It's the blacksmith lupin, and it has never done good. That's as big as it's gotten over the last couple of years. The other 3 or 4, I can't remember how many are in here, but the other 3 or 4 are self-seeded ones or volunteers. So I thought my plan is to eventually move those 4 lupins somewhere else where I think they'll do better. But for right now, I'm just going to plant this buddleia in here, and then maybe next spring I will plant the lupin somewhere else. We will see. I might end up moving it yet this year, but time will tell. So this plant actually had its own stick tag, so that was nice. I just stuck it in the ground there so I could remember. Next up, I'm going to plant this Dulce Sultry Night Heuchera coral bells. I found this in my stash that I completely forgot about down by my shed, and I only have 2 of them, so I thought they might be really pretty tucked in with all of these allium. And this one is, I'm hoping it does really good because it looks very similar and has a similar leaf color and structure and feel as my evening gown heuchera, and my evening gown heuchera does fairly well. So I'm hoping this one does, but we will see. Okay, for those of you wondering what in the world kind of shovel am I using, so many people ask me about this cute little shovel. I love this shovel. It's so easy to maneuver and carry around with me. It's light. I can stick my foot on it. There's a spot to stick my foot and shove it in the ground. I can use it easily when I'm bent over like this, almost like a long handled spade. It's becoming one of my favorite shovels. And so if you look underneath this movie, there should be a spot that says more. So if you click on more, it will bring up a little list of links. Look for the link that says shovel over top of it, and then you'll be able to find it. My husband got it for me from Kinsman Garden Company. It's called the Stainless Flower Spade Q Gardens or something like that. But anyway, I can put a link for you if you are interested in getting this. I think it was like $40 or somewhere around there. But it's worth every penny. I love it so much, and I know that you guys will too. This is the spot I'm putting those 2 Spagula plants because on the back of the tag it said that it liked really wet areas with full sun, so I'm really hoping that this does well here. I only have 2 plants, and I don't usually like the looks of just 2 plants together, so I ended up planting them right next to each other so they kind of look like just one plant. And if they do well, maybe I'll try to buy some more and plant them in this whole section. Right here, I'm going to plant another one of those buddleia, the butterfly bush. This is the chrysalis cranberry. So I'm planting it kind of like in front of one of my Invincible Ruby hydrangeas, and in back of that Heliopsis raised for days that I planted the other day. It gets a few inches taller than the raised for days, so I'm hoping this will be a good spot. Lastly, I'm planting the buddleia butterfly bush chrysalis purple, and I thought it'd be really pretty, that deep green foliage with the purple bloom in between these kind of limey green plants. So I've got a Ascot rainbow euphorbia there, and then a Remember Me hosta, and so I'm planting it in between there, hoping that it kind of gives some nice color and contrast. It was so funny, the other day Nate came home with a couple of bags of fertilizer that were on sale. He's like, Jess, I seen this fertilizer on sale, so I got it for you. But anyway, most of you know I don't really use a lot of fertilizer unless it's on sale, unless I have it on hand, or unless it's like a first initial planting. So I thought, you know what, I've got this fertilizer that Nate got me, I might as well use some of it. I've never used this kind before, the Scott's whatever that was. But it says it was great for just an overall 10-10-10 fertilizer, so we'll see how it does. And thank you guys so much for putting up with all these voiceovers. I swear I came out to plant today, and every single one of my neighbors got their mower or their blower or generator out. My next door neighbor had his generator out for some reason. I'm not sure what he was doing, but I'm like, oh goodness. And then Nate came out with the mower, and so I was like, well, I guess we're just gonna plant and do some voiceovers. So here we are. I also came in with my watering can and an extra refill bucket because I didn't want to drag the hose all the way across the yard as Nate was mowing. So that's why I chose this way of watering today. All right, it is a little bit later. I think it's like 6 o'clock or so. And I planted these when it was like 3 o'clock, so a few hours later. I'll try to stay out of the shadow here. The sun's kind of going down, but these are all my amber ladies. coral bells. So I got 5 of them in there, and I ended up moving the 2 Georgia peaches that were right there. I moved right there because they looked pretty good. They were the best looking ones. And honestly, I don't really know if those Georgia peaches are gonna do much or amount to much because they were pretty piddly, I guess. Like this one of them was completely dead. So I don't know. We'll see. If these do better, great. They were, what were they, $2.50 a piece? So it's a pretty good deal. But I'm loving all the different colors in here going on. I ended up putting the Carex right there. So I thought that was a really cool like color texture and a little pattern of them in there underneath the blue spruce there. We needed that color. So my goal, I don't know if I've said this or if you've heard me say this, you probably have, but my goal in this bed is to do only perennials, so only perennial color, besides like the zinnia that I have in the back, but you don't really see those from this side. So my goal is to just have all perennial color. So I'm using lots of different foliage colors. This is where I put the pink buddleia, chrysalis pink. I think that will be really pretty in here. I do have some lupin that are in here. These 4 right here seeded themselves. That one I actually planted. It's a blacksmith, I think it's called. And it's been in here for a couple of years, and that's as good as it's gotten. So I was thinking about uprooting all 5 of them. I think there's 4 or 5 of them, and replanting them next spring somewhere. But for now I'm just gonna leave them here. So anyway, there's the Carex in there. I think it looks really pretty. Got everything fertilized and watered. These you see me cut back, but I left some of them were still blooming. And then there's some new ones about to open up too. So that's the Stokesia, Stokes Aster, Peachy's Pick. And then what else do we do? I'm trying to stay out of the shadow here. But here's which one was this? It's a proven winner one. Shoot, did I not leave a tag in here? I might have to go dig one of those tags out of the trash. Okay. Anyway, so I got 2 of those in here, and I think they look kind of cool, like in between all my allium. That allium is supposed to look exactly like those, but the bunnies were eating it all season, so I just had to imagine that one nice and bunched as well. And then this is the spot I put the Spigilla, red Indian or something, or pink Indian, I can't remember. Anyway, I put this here because it said it likes really moist soil and lots of sun, so this is hopefully a perfect spot for this. If I can get this to grow in here, that's a game changer. I might just get a ton more and plant this whole chunk of it. So I'm kind of testing this out in there as well. This is a Heliopsis raised for days that I planted the other day. This butterfly bush is the chrysalis cranberry. So I think that will be pretty in there. I liked the color with like that quick fire fab and the penstemon and then that raised for days. And then I put the other butterfly bush right here. This is the purple one. I think those will look really pretty. While I was out here, I also cut back my purple knockout salvias. So they all had little stalks on them like this. I cut them all down. These are a really great plant. And they give you tons of babies. They're pretty easy to control. But I'm constantly pulling out babies. And I don't want to say constantly like it's annoying. I've actually pulled a group of them up here and tried them out in this really wet area where I couldn't grow anything, and they're doing phenomenal. So this is what the other ones look like, but I cut them all off. So these were little tiny babies when I planted them, and they're doing great. I did trim back these roses that I planted the other day. I transplanted them. These are the Urban Legend rose. Oh, let me give you an update on my hibiscus while I'm out here. real quick. I'll stand in the shadow so you can see it. I ended up cutting it off because it was just struggling really bad. It wasn't, I shouldn't say really bad. It was, I don't know. I actually had a dream about it, that it like talked to me in my dream and said, hey Jess, thank you so much for moving me. But if you could please cut me down, that would be great. And I will come back bigger and better next year. So I did, but you can see it's already putting out like new growth all over. So here you go, buddy. Oh, this is looking so pretty. This is the Firelight Tidbit. Oh, the finch. Oh, shoot. I disrupted him. Sorry, buddy. He came back. Look at him. Isn't that so cute that they can land on that? I mean, I know they don't weigh very much, but still, it's pretty cool. Well, I sure do appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with me today, spending your time with me. I was just really realizing how precious it is that you guys spend your time with me. Like, I was on my phone the other day and I was just like scrolling through the YouTube, and I'm like people that I regularly watch and love watching, I'm just like scrolling through and just like, no, just passing by. I don't know what made me pick what I wanted to pick at that specific time, but I was thinking, well, gee whiz, like if people actually poke on my movie and like watch it at any sort of time, if you watch it for 5 minutes or you watch it for 45 minutes, that's pretty special. So I don't take that for granted. There's lots of other things out there beckoning your attention and lots of other things that you could poke on and spend your time doing, and yet here you are with me. So I just want you to know how much I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted, and I just really hope that you're enjoying your time here in my garden. Thank you guys so much for all your support and encouragement, your comments, and just your time, your precious time. So all right, I will hopefully see you next time, and until then, I hope you have a wonderful day. So we'll see you later. Bye.